Was a time I was scared of you. Was a time I'd have pissed myself, had a gun pointed at my head. You know what I feel right now? Not a goddamn thing.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pixel Twitch and welcome to the Sapphire Tech YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Wolfenstein II, the new Colossus running on the 8GB version of the SAPPHIRE NITRO RX 580. First off, we'll start by looking at the performance of the game, and then I will give you guys my initial impressions of the game, and basically letting you guys know if it's worth you going out to pick up the game for yourselves. So, running the game on the maximum preset at 1080p with only the motion blur disabled, the SAPPHIRE NITRO RX 580 managed to pull a beastly average 106 frames per second, with a minimum frame rate of around 69. Now, I need to be clear, we spent a lot more time around the 100 frames per second mark than we ever did below it, and the game itself looks stunning throughout. Simply turning down a few of the settings will also allow you to hold a 120 FPS average for those of you guys out there with a high refresh rate monitor. Like the Doom reboots, this game uses the Vulkan API, and it's damn strong showing for Vulkan once again. Overall, I am impressed with both the visuals and the performance of Wolfenstein II running on the RX 580. Anyway, now we've got that out of the way, what about the game itself? Well, if you've played any of the previous games in the franchise, I am pretty sure that you will already have a decent idea of what you can expect here. You will once again play as BJ Blazkowicz, and you are attempting once again to stop the Nazi war machine in its tracks. What I was not expecting here, however, was the expertly crafted story that binds it all together. Previous entries for the Wolfenstein franchise have all been a little bit over the top and flamboyant for sure, but not to the level of, let's say, the Duke Nukem franchise or Serious Sam, but certainly more flamboyant than when you compare it to games that are much more grounded like Half-Life and BioShock. This time around, the story has a much darker undertone that makes it possibly one of the grittiest games in the genre. The developers have definitely not been too afraid to tackle the hard subject, and that's for sure. Racism, domestic abuse, genocide, morality, and mortality are just a few of the subjects that the story touches on without feeling blunt or forced.
And I remember this mother and son. This boy was blindly stumbling through the chaos. His arms were outstretched, calling out for his mama. And the heat from the bomb had melted the skin on his arms, and they just drooped. Like he was wearing a shirt that was a couple of sizes too big. And I remember his mama. She was crawling to get to him, and the half of her body was all gone. It was just gone.
That's not to say that the game is no longer funny, because it is. I laughed out loud on numerous occasions through my playthrough, and that was expected. What was not expected, however, was the times that I felt genuine anger, sadness, and even concern for the NPC characters, which is hella impressive when you consider that this, at its core, is a game about mowing down hundreds and thousands of Nazis.
Englishman, I'm gonna need a new home for my people. Power outlets, radio room access, and a can. You got it?
Please.
Say what?
Please. You ask for something, you say please, and don't fucking call me Englishman.
Okay, you wanna step to me, motherfucker, you wanna get shit done. Cause I'm game either way.
Don't mind that. Absolutely no control over the thing. Happy to oblige. What's up, boss?
We bunking it here.
On the gameplay front, this game is no slouch either. It's fast, the controls are tight, and all the weapons have a really nice meaty kick to them. If you played any of the previous couple of games in the franchise, you will more than likely know what to expect here. It's basically the same with just a little bit more refinement placed on top. If this is going to be your first time jumping into a Wolfenstein game, however, or your first time playing an old school shooter, it's worth pointing out just how difficult this game can be. It's not going to be one of those games where you can just peek behind cover and take a few shots then wait for your health to regen. It's more about picking up all the health and armor that you're going to get, or at least most of it. So you're going to need to be constantly progressing through the level and moving forward in order to stay healthy. I am certainly no slouch when it comes to first person shooters, but even I myself died a good few times when playing through this game for this review on the medium difficulty settings. As this is a single player only game, it's also nice to see just how much time has been spent on trying to ensure that there is a good amount of replayability here. At the very start of the game, you get to make a choice that dictates which one of 2 special weapons you get and also how many of the cutscenes will play out. As a result, the game is certainly worth a playthrough on both timelines. Also, there are a ton of collectibles lying around the levels to find, challenges to complete, and perks that change the way that the game plays out. So, while you may be able to complete the game in around 8 to 12 hours depending on the difficulty and your playstyle, there is a plenty to come back to, and you'll definitely want to play more once you've seen them credits roll. Really, the only place where I feel the game makes a few missteps is in the design of a few of its levels. On levels that feature destroyed locations, I found myself frequently trying to get to a location only to be blocked by an invisible wall. Early on, I actually found this really frustrating, and I'm sorry to say that I don't think it got much better throughout the campaign, but rather I got into the thought process of, if I think I can get there, I more than likely can't get there, so would just ignore certain looking routes. This certainly is not helped by the in-game map, which was honestly borderline useless. Thankfully, the rest of the game is so good that these few missteps never really truly managed to spoil my experience in any significant way. To sum up my impressions of Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus, I am very impressed. Without a doubt, this has got to be one of my contenders, at least, for Game of the Year. The visuals are beautiful, the audio is outstanding, the story is excellent, and the gameplay is almost flawless. There is just one small disclaimer that I need to make though. This game is a full package, and to get the most out of it, you really need to embrace the full package. If you try and skip through the story and ignore it, the game loses its awesome pacing and becomes so much easier to get lost in, especially the hub areas. So commit, take your time, and enjoy. Anyway, once again, that's going to be me done for today, guys, so thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that this video has helped you out, at least in some small way, and if it has, please do remember to give the video a thumbs up and to subscribe to the Sapphire Tech YouTube channel if you've not done already. I have been Pixel, thanks again for watching, and until next time, I will catch you later, bye bye.